This is a podcast from soof.co.uk. Hello, I'm Patrick Downs. This is all about film, whether it be Blu-ray, DVD or streaming. This is Bring the Film. George Clooney and Julia Roberts reunite on the big screen as exes who find themselves on a shared mission to stop their love-struck daughter from making the same mistake they once made. Ticket to Paradise is a romantic comedy about the sweet surprise of second chances.
Mom, Dad, this is G'day.
Om Swastiastu, Pa. Om Swastiastu me.
Om Swastiastu, G'day.
Hey.
You learned that to make me look bad.
You don't need my help there.
Mr. and Mrs. Cotton, I welcome you to my country and soon to my home.
Mrs. Cotton is his mother. You can just call me Georgia.
Oh, as you wish, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm good with Mr. Cotton.
Georgia, perhaps I can give you a lift?
Let's do it.
See you there.
Isn't he amazing?
Only if he drops her.
Dad.
Come on, let's go.
Starring Julia Roberts, George Clooney and Caitlin Devere. And to Julia and George, what was it like starring in a comedy together?
I think to work together, and for me to do a comedy, it's so hard to find a good comedy, and we've never really done a big funny thing
No.
in a movie. That's how we are in real life. So it seemed a good fit.
It's a good answer. It's not true. The real answer was I got this
Good
call.
luck.
I got
Good
this
luck.
call from Julia, and she's like,
Help me.
I'm unemployed. I'll do anything. And then I said, well, there's this script. She goes, I'll do anything.
I'll put in a good word for you. And so he did.
She's been down on her luck for a while, ever since Aaron Brockovich, I really think it's really been going downhill. We had a chance to work together, so anytime we get a chance to do that, we jump.
And what about the script being written specifically for you?
Yeah, we're method actors, as you can tell. I spent a lot of time,
Pining, longing.
For you?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. that
Wishing you hadn't made so many mistakes.
was all through my life. I mean, the script was written and it was good, and it was clearly written for us when you read it. And so I think we didn't have to do a whole lot of looking backwards.
We didn't, but Al said a great thing when he said, this movie should feel like the sequel to a movie that never actually got made.
Yeah, that's
And
really good.
I thought that was really an entertaining way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about Caitlin Devere, who plays your daughter Lily in this film.
She is so magical. She just
Sweet.
sweet and smart and talented and just absolutely radiant in the movie, I think.
She's a really good singer, and we just kept going, sing!
Yeah.
Sing something, which she hated.
She did hate it.
So to George Clooney and Julia Roberts, what about casting Lucas Bravo for Paul?
Lucas was a find. I mean, I know he's successful, and girls love him from
Emily in Paris.
Emily in Paris. Mm-hmm. But he is a comedic, like truly comedic genius.
Yeah.
He's already got it down, and we were very lucky. You found him, right? You auditioned with him. Or something?
Yeah. Well, that's a really difficult part to find the right person for, because not only do you want someone who can be deeply sincere, but also be incredibly funny, and he has to truly intimidate George. That's very difficult. And
That's hard to do.
I met a lot of actors who I thought, God, he's really good and he's really talented, but George would be like, excuse me,
This guy's 6'4", French. I hate him.
very good looking, talented,
Oh,
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah. Should I go on?
No,
Magnanimous.
you want me to just bring him in here
Yeah.
and do the interview with him?
Tell us a bit more about being actors and executive producers on this film.
It is a different job, but I think it's more, to me, that's more setup and troubleshooting. Like, once you're on the set, you really, for me, I like to concentrate on my one job, and that is keeping George in line. And that is a full-time job.
In fairness to the producers, we were executive producers, which is a little bit different gig too. We weren't the people who found the project or raised the money or did all those kind of things. So our version of producing on this film was much different than the guys who were in there working every day on that kind of thing. We mostly got to just show up and act.
All right, happy couple's about to stand up there. The ring bearer brings 2 rings that have been blessed by the hat guy for them to exchange. But if they don't. It messes with the whole right place, right time, right
So we steal the
whatever.
ring.
I was about to say that.
But you didn't, so it's my idea.
Okay, well, the ring bearer is G'day's cousin.
Why me?
Well, the hard stuff was always your thing. My thing was taking out the garbage and getting things off of high shelves.
Not that high, really. And flattery won't work.
But you'll do it anyway,
Why?
because it was your idea.
Starring Julia Roberts, George Clooney and Caitlin Devere. Caitlin Devere plays Lily, who's George's and Julia's daughter in this film. But what was it like playing opposite them?
Getting to play her was just so much fun. I got to really have a lot of fun with George and Julia and all our directors, just so generous with his direction. And I think that she's someone that put a lot of like pressure and had a lot of expectations that she put on herself. And I think that what's so great is that she goes to Bali and has sort of a really open mind and meets G'day, and her perspective is really changed, and I appreciate that she's like really open to that. And it was really, really fun playing her. I've never played a person like this before, and I've never been in a rom-com, and I was really excited to get to do that for the first time, and I really learned a lot making this movie.
And what about the dancing sequence of George and Julia, plus all the improvisation on set?
The dance sequence, the beer pong moment was, they kind of just, went, and I think it was supposed to be a choreographed moment, and they just, it was not choreographed or planned at all. They were just sort of really winging it right before our eyes, and that was a really incredible thing to get to witness. But, I mean, the script is so good and so fun and light and easy and natural that we had a really nice like base to start from, and then to get to bring that to life with what everyone was bringing to their characters. I think there was a little bit of improv, but I think that most of the time we were sticking to Al's amazing.
It's written and directed by Al Parker, but what was it like writing this film for George and Julia and getting them on board?
It was amazing. The reality was even better than the dream. I mean, it was, as you say, I conceived the film for them, sent it to both of them at the same time, which you never do. You always offer it to just one actor, so that they're not made insecure by someone else turning it down. And so, but I sent it to both of them going, this is both of you, or it doesn't work at all. And then thankfully they took pity on me and did it. And then they show up, and it's genuinely, I mean, obviously I was terrified because they're who they are. But from the first, I knew George slightly, and I'd never met Julia, but from the first phone calls about it, they were just nothing but warm and lovely. And then I think I was surprised, even though I knew it was coming, by the intensity and joy of their charisma and their interrelationship. Do you know what I mean? They're so, of their chemistry and connection, they're so happy together, and they have so much fun, and that's just gold for me. They love to make each other laugh, both on screen and off. And so within takes, you can see them trying to provoke something from the other one. And when a take ended and one or other of them just be like, slap their thigh, that's just gold. So, ridiculously fun.
And what about how committed and hard-working George and Julia are?
Number one on the course sheet's a big deal, and I think they were both number one. I think we had one and one equals. So it does set the tone for everyone, and they work really hard as well. They walk the line between, because I hate watching films where people are having more fun on screen than we're having watching them. Do you know what I mean? So we're there to do a thing. You want to enjoy it. You want that fun to come off the screen, hopefully, but you're there to work. And they work hard. I mean, there's one scene on a beach, and it was a long day, and it's a really hot day, and Caitlin was getting tired, and Billy was getting tired, and George and Julia were still hitting it every take, and I could hear them on their mics over the cans, kind of going, we still got it, and they're right, they have. It's a lesson to everybody, and also their level of commitment. They're not normally, when an actor comes on set, you kind of go, okay, so because you shoot out of sequence, and so you go, remember the scene the day before, you just come from that, and that happened, and you kind of set the scene. But they'd always come in knowing what they were going to do, where they were from. They work hard.
It's Ticket to Paradise, and it's available now. And with that, thanks for checking me out on the Bring the Film podcast today. I'm Patrick Downs, and you can keep in touch across Twitter at I'm Patrick Downs, also on Instagram, or facebook.com/officialpoptart. And there's also the website soof.co.uk. This is a podcast from soof.co.uk.